They said the drill would be simple. A routine exercise. A test of teamwork. But the moment the whistle blew, Lieutenant Mara Cole knew it was anything but. The first strike came from behind, hard, deliberate, meant to humiliate rather than train. She stumbled forward in the sand pit, barely catching herself before another blow knocked the wind from her lungs. Around her, laughter broke through the shouting commands. Not the rough humor of exhausted operators pushing each other to be better, but something colder. Something cruel. This wasn't training. This was a message. Mara had learned long ago how to read rooms like this. The Navy SEAL training compound had a sound to it when things were right. Boots on gravel, clipped orders, the rhythm of discipline. Today, that rhythm was broken. She was surrounded by men who had decided she didn't belong, and they were determined to prove it by force. She fought back, not with rage, but with control. Every movement was measured, every breath counted. She blocked what she could, absorbed what she couldn't, and stayed on her feet longer than anyone expected. But drills are designed to expose weakness, and when the rules are ignored, strength alone isn't enough. When the whistle finally shrieked again, ending the drill, Mara was on one knee, blood trickling from her brow, chest heaving. No one helped her up. No one met her eyes. Across the field, Commander Jack Rourke watched in silence. Rourke had been a SEAL longer than most of the men in the drill had been alive. He'd seen real combat, real loss, and real courage. He knew the difference between toughness and cowardice. And what he'd just witnessed made his jaw tighten in a way it hadn't in years. "Lieutenant Cole," he called out. Mara stood, fighting the dizziness, and turned to face him. She snapped a salute despite the pain rippling through her shoulders. "Sir." Rourke's eyes flicked briefly to the men who had surrounded her during the drill. Their posture shifted. Some straightened, others smirked, confident they'd get away with it. "Medical," Rourke said calmly. Now, as Corman rushed forward, Rourke didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. The field had gone quiet enough to hear the ocean in the distance. "Who ran this drill?" he asked. One of the senior operators stepped forward. "I did, sir." Rourke studied him for a long moment. "Was it authorized?" "Yes, sir." Was Lieutenant Cole informed she'd be facing unrestricted contact? The operator hesitated. "It was, within the spirit of." "Answer the question," Rourke said. "No, sir." Rourke nodded once, as if confirming something he already knew. "Good. That makes this simple." He turned to the assembled unit. "Training is meant to build operators. To forge trust. What I just watched was a coordinated assault disguised as a drill. That is not strength. That is fear." No one spoke. Rourke pointed to the operator who had led the drill. "You're done. Effective immediately. Turn in your trident." A sharp intake of breath rippled through the group. "You," Rourke continued, pointing to another man. "And you. And you. You violated protocol, assaulted a fellow officer, and disgraced this unit. Your SEAL careers end today." Some protested. Others went pale. One laughed nervously, certain this was a bluff. It wasn't. Rourke's voice cut through the air like steel. "Escort them off my field." As security moved in, Rourke finally turned back to Mara. She was sitting now, wrapped in a blanket, eyes downcast, not in shame, but exhaustion. "You didn't quit," he said quietly. She looked up. "No, sir. You could have." "Yes, sir. But you didn't." Mara swallowed. "I won't." Rourke nodded. "That's why you're here." The days that followed were harder than the drill itself. Whispers followed Mara through the compound, some sympathetic, some resentful. She trained anyway. Every run, every dive, every hour under the barbell, she showed up. Bruised, tired, unyielding. Not everyone hated her. A few operators began to train with her quietly, offering pointers, testing her skills honestly. She earned their respect not by demanding it, but by matching them representative for rep, mile for mile. Weeks later, during a night navigation exercise, the unit was pushed beyond limits. Visibility dropped. Communications failed. Confusion set in. It was Mara who found the correct bearing. Mara who rerouted the team. Mara who got them home. No one laughed then. After the debrief, one of the operators approached her. "You didn't deserve what happened," he said gruffly. She met his eyes. "I know." He nodded once. That was enough. On her final evaluation report, Commander Rourke wrote only one line in bold ink: "Demonstrates resilience under pressure. Upholds the core values of the teams." Years later, Mara would stand on a different field, watching a new generation train. Some would doubt her, some would test her, but she would remember that day, the pain, the silence, the moment someone with real authority chose integrity over tradition. And she would teach them all the same lesson. Strength isn't proven by who you break. It's proven by who you protect, and who you refuse to become.